I've placed my phone.
Here we go. Hello, everybody. I'm afraid we're ramping it up via Steam. Lots and lots of technical trouble here. Welcome to another episode of the Kubuntu Podcast. I'm Rick Timmis. With me here is... and here's Aaron, just arrived at the same time, saved by the bell. So with me this evening is Ovidiu-Florin and Aaron Honeycutt. Ovidiu, what's going on with your tech, man?
Oh my! I've been trying to set up VirtualBox for presenting stuff on the show, and guess what? I messed up my computer. I've gone and done something. I don't know what happened. I've had to reboot, and right now my computer is booting for the past 5 minutes or something. I don't know. It's horrible. And right now I'm from my phone, as you can probably guess from the video and audio quality. Yay.
Well, it's working. It's working to a factor, but the audio's... Yeah, you sound like you're in a little booth somewhere,
Which microphone is it using? Is it using the headphones one or the phone one? I don't know.
I think it's probably picking the one off the headset. Look, scratch that bit. We'll edit it out. Go again. Tell the audience that you are transmitting via your mobile phone from the International Space Station.
This message comes from my OnePlus One.
Magic, good stuff. All right, well, listen, I won't hassle you for too much feedback just for a moment. I'll let you try to fix your tech. Here is Aaron. Aaron, hey, hello, man. How are you doing?
Andy.
Good stuff. Is your tech working all right? And you're not late this evening. That's fantastic.
It's a miracle.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, audience. Once again, I'm still suffering with my ailment. I'll come back to a little bit more on that.
Yeah, Rick is trying to kill our sound.
What have we got for you this evening? Let's give you a quick run through as what we're going to be looking to today. So we've got some news from the Kubuntu core team, as usual. We're going to be looking into some of that. In focus, we're going to spend our time today looking at desktop configuration and seeing just some of the things that you can do with your Kubuntu KDE desktop and some of the cool features that you've got there. We've also got some user feedback, and of course you've got other items that aren't on the agenda right now, but they probably will be at some time in the not too distant future. Okay, so well, let's find out who's been doing what, because in actual fact it's probably it was probably, I don't know, just after Christmas that I caught up with you guys. So what have you been doing with yourself recently, Aaron? Any new purchases? What did you get for Christmas? What have you been doing?
Purchases?
Christmas, yeah, have you got any tech, man?
I have stuff. I have this.
Ooh, hey, man, is that a Steam controller?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
GameStop.
Not Steam?
No.
Was it cheaper?
I think it's right on the same price. I just felt like going to the store and picking it up rather than waiting for it to be delivered.
Okay.
I love it.
Awesome.
$50 versus the Xbox Elite controller for $150. Oh, every button on it is configurable, reconfigurable.
Okay. And so I guess the next question then is, have you got a Steam box?
No.
Okay, have you got Steam installed on a PC? Is it a Windows PC? Is it a Ubuntu PC? What's that deal?
It's a Windows PC.
Right, you're banned. That's it. You're barred. Get him off the show.
More time for
right, moving on quick then. It's a Windows PC. Oh boy. Terrible. Well, you need to sort that out. You need to sort that out, Aaron, and get it in. You need to get a Steam machine.
Yeah, get it, man.
wire me the money and it'll happen.
Okay, so those people that don't want to see a Kubuntu podcast presenter running Steam on Windows, if you drop over to Aaron's, check out the show notes for Aaron's contact details and send him as much money as you can, and he promises to buy a true Steam machine, a true Linux-based Steam machine. Is that the deal, Aaron?
I'll buy something, either one of those Alienware Steam boxes, or I'll build one and make it just a Steam machine with another.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Or alternatively, of course, now that we're rapidly growing a devoted audience that is, connects with the value that the Kubuntu podcast brings, then perhaps advertisers may well want to send us a Steam machine that we can review and install Kubuntu on. That we can review.
I've been trying to get System 76 to do it.
Okay, well, listen, give me the contact details for the person there, and I'll talk to them for as long as it takes for them to submit. Just, Rick, shut up, we'll give you a machine, just stop talking.
So we could really use one of those Meerkat machines. Meerkat? Yeah, that's the name they have for the small machines on System 76.
Yeah, the 4x4s.
Yeah, for the
They're
podcast,
Meerkat.
we could really use one of those.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. All right, so now what's going on here? See, Kubuntu Podcast has joined, and is that you trying to join as well again from your laptop now, Ovidiu?
Yep, I'm going to try to switch the sound from one device to another, so wait a moment.
Okay, stand by, viewers. We're about to lose one of our co-hosts.
Test.
Ah, yes, we hear you.
Awesome.
All right, that's good. Okay, cool. Oh, there's an echo going on there. Let's not worry too much about that. Okay, so so Aaron's got himself a Steam controller, which is really good. Let's catch up with Ovidiu then. So Ovidiu, what's going on with you, man? What you been up to for the last month?
Tech problems. Lots of tech problems.
Oh man, go on. Did you fix any?
Yeah, kind of. So I've been trying to do a lot of things. Let me go through the list. I prepared the list so that I'm sure that I don't mess this up.
All right.
What I've done, I've tried recently to help the packagers with some packaging. I've got my ears pinched a few times. I've updated some documentation for it. So everything I've done, I've written in the documentation, and I think I can say that I helped them, but I think I just stepped on their toes mostly. So at least the documentation is updated. We can take that from it.
Yeah, great. yeah. Thanks very much for all your contributions. Have you thought about doing documentation? Don't come back. Yes, don't come back. You're slowing us down.
Yeah. So that's what happened. Let me try to switch cameras.
Okay, look at this. You can see this is a professional outfit. Look at this. Can you see us here, guys? This is what you call running the studio on the fly. Now we've got two Ovidius in the room. Fantastic. Let me hand over the lead.
Which one looks better?
This one. That one there, the new one, Ovidiu. You can be the chair for the next 10 minutes, and obviously, and we'd like you to interview Ovidiu number 2. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Ovidiu. I don't know which way they went. Okay. I'm gonna turn this one off here. The one is going out. Awesome. So back to what I've done. Some Kubuntu support lately. I've helped people, not mostly online, but face to face. So a few of my family members, they're using Kubuntu, and they've had some problems. One was Kubuntu, when you tell it to shut down, it didn't shut down. So the battery just died eventually. That was one of the issues that I had to solve. And the other one was, so this is actually a funny story, and I want to tell you more about it. My aunt called me the other day and she said, my computer got a virus because things are happening. And okay, let's see what's happening. And I looked at it and I found out that actually the Facebook account got compromised. So no computer virus, actually a Facebook problem.
Okay.
The conclusion of everything was that they installed a Google Chrome plugin by clicking on a page that is a Facebook clone. So they opened the website, they thought it was Facebook, it wasn't Facebook, they clicked on something, it asked them, do you want to install this extension? And they didn't know what that was, so they, okay, install it. And since then, their Facebook account just went crazy. They started creating pages on their account and distributing them to friends with not safe for work content.
Oh, man.
It was horrible because they kept getting complaints from their friends. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you giving us this? But luckily, that was the only thing. Once I found out it was just a Google Chrome extension installed by mistake, and after I cleaned up their Facebook, everything was great. So
Yeah, cool.
no problems with a computer, no other viruses. They've been going on searching for games online, and you know how those are. You never know what you click on.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no, exactly. Well, that's
they
the
were
trouble, isn't it?
safe. That was the only problem. Google Chrome extension that messed up their Facebook account, but no other problems, and I'm really happy for that.
Cool. Okay, so well, let's press on a little bit because
One more thing.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
I've called a few of my friends, and we're working on an Android application, and we're using the KDE SDK for that. Currently, we're still planning and experimenting here and there to develop an Android application that uses the KDE SDK.
When you say the KDE SDK, do you mean Qt, the Qt creator?
No, I mean the KDE Android SDK. We have an SDK for building Android applications with QML and Qt, but we don't use Qt Creator. We use KDevelop or Kate, and we don't use QMake. We use CMake for that.
Okay.
It's a pretty elaborate process. Still, it's a bit manual, and we're distributing a Docker image that streamlines everything. And right now, I'm experimenting on getting it integrated better with KDevelop, and I'm hoping to get a success. But I still have to talk with the guys and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I like KDevelop a lot. That's my kind of IDE of choice at work during the working day, and I'm starting to impress a few more people with it at work as well. They're starting to look at it and going, "Hey, that's actually really good, isn't it? And it's really fast, isn't it?" Like, yeah. So
KDevelop 5 is almost out, and when it's going to be out, that's also going to work on Windows. So
we should, once that's out, we should do a review of that actually, and take people for a bit of a test drive in it, as we normally do, and show off KDevelop so people can see kind of
on
what it's all
Kubuntu,
about.
not on Windows. We're going to show it off on Kubuntu. Maybe
Of
Aaron
course
is
we
gonna
are.
show it
Of
on Windows
course we are.
because he's the only one of us who has Windows.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully you'll fix that by then, Aaron.
Nope.
No. Oh, dear. Right.
He's pretty convinced.
Right. Well, do you know, people are going to write in, Aaron, and they're going to write into you complaining about you running Windows and being on the Kubuntu Linux podcast.
Well, guess what? I want to play some games.
I'm playing games
Okay.
too.
All right. Well,
And
you
I'm
heard
on
what he
Linux.
said, folks. So let the flame war begin.
Play less. The frame rates are terrible on Kubuntu or any Linux issue versus Windows.
Cobblers.
I don't want to get into that discussion.
Yeah, no, we don't. Right, so let me give you a quick update as to what I've been up to. So you've heard me coughing a little bit now and again. I got bronchitis over Christmas. You heard about that in January because I was really suffering with it. I'm still struggling with it a little bit. Got to go back to the doctors next week to just see where I am with that. Disappointingly, I ended up having to cancel my visit to FOSDEM I was planning to go to FOSDEM and catch up with some of the KDE team and do some interviews, but last week I decided just a couple of days ahead that all that was going to do was give me a long weekend away in the cold central parts of Brussels, getting freezing cold and tired and damp, and I was just going to make things worse, so I had to bail. So unfortunately, no news back from FOSDEM, but maybe we can get somebody out to, some of us out to Academy this year. I know a couple of the KDE guys were saying, well, look, if you can't make FOSDEM, Rick, how about making it over to Academy? So maybe we can look at that in the not too distant future. Other little wins from my point of view, got a couple of co-workers migrated to Ubuntu Linux, not Kubuntu yet, and that's a little bit harder, but got them migrated from Windows to Ubuntu. So that's 2 wins in my bag.
That's progress.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's progress. Yeah, I think that's progress too, and that's a reasonable percentage of the workforce that have migrated across. So that's good. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Well, that covers kind of what we've been up to. I'm sorry, you have to forgive my coughing about this. But what I think we'll do is let's get into the next section, because obviously we've got news from the Kubuntu core team, as well as what's been going on there, and I know that we're running tight for time. So, right, let's have a look at this then and see what we got up. So in Kubuntu news at the moment, we've got the new packages are released, aren't they? So we've got Plasma 5.5.3 and Frameworks 5.18. I see that's linked in here, and there's a link in the show notes to the backports. What info have we got on that, Ovidiu?
Let me get back to that. So we have Plasma 5.5.3 got released in Kubuntu. So we have it in the landing PPA on the development release. That's Xennial, which will be released in April. And we also have it in backports for the current Kubuntu release. Yeah.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still putting my words together. Sorry for that. So it's been released together with Frameworks 5.18, and apps will come shortly. It's been released for, I don't know, a week or 2 now. You can see the news and the instructions on how to get it in your Kubuntu, and I've been using it since then, and I can say that it's awesome. Of course, there are still a few glitches here and there, as with any software, but it's better every time.
Yeah, I have to say, and it's astonishing the progress that is being made with the new frameworks and the new Plasma 5 stuff. The speed at which this, this stuff is being churned out by the KDE community is quite astonishing. It seems no sooner do I get one version updated and put on my desktop at work, and all of a sudden there's new versions and there's new stuff coming out, and there's a lot of development and a lot of activity and some really cool things going on. So check out that link in the show notes, guys, and see what we've got going on there. Now, we've also got news, of course, on our veritable developer, Scarlett, who is kind of well, I got to hand this to you, Ovidiu, because I think you describe her activities better than I. What's Scarlett been up to?
So the Kubuntu team, we have a Telegram channel where we talk and keep track of what's happening, and that Telegram channel is connected to our Trello board, where we keep our backlog of everything we have to do and everything that needs to be done and everything that's currently being done. And if you remember from our previous show, we talked about how we have our packages, our package information together with the Debian team. Well, that package information needs to be merged with the Debian information, so both us and the Debian team can benefit from that work. And that merge, unfortunately, still has to be done mostly manual, because automating that is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And every time there's an update on our Trello board, Trello sends a notification on our Telegram, and my Telegram notifications are going on the Kubuntu channel with all the work that Scarlett is doing. It just goes like this: tring, 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 tring. It keeps going like that, and I keep looking. Scarlett fixed. Scarlett merged that. Scarlett merged that. Scarlett merged that. Like, wait, nobody else is talking. Just Scarlett is working like crazy. I don't understand. How can she do that much? Oh, I want to send to Scarlett a huge hug from everybody. Thank you very much for all that work. And guys, let's jump in and help her, because there's still a lot of things that needs to be done. And also, besides that, we want to keep her around. She has some... she's been working on this for a very long time. But like any human, she also needs to eat and survive and whatever you humans do. So she set up a Patreon page where she's asking for us to support her so she can continue working on Kubuntu and KDE. And guys, if you're willing to pledge at least $1 or $5, any amount, as much value as you give to Kubuntu, it will help her. If each of us chips in just a tiny amount, we'll get to help her a lot, so she can keep working on Kubuntu and not have to go get a full-time job and not be able to work on Kubuntu anymore. Like, unfortunately, it's happening to most of us.
Yeah, yes, I completely echo what you're saying there, and I think we put in the show notes for the show that will be out just in a little while. I've put links to Scarlett's Patreon account, so you can go and see what's going on there. I think it's quite encouraging that already there are already 15 Patreons that are subscribed to that account, and it's not been going very long at all. So that's a good start, and we're making good efforts. Scarlett really is kind of quite central, really, to the core of Kubuntu because of the amount of work that she does. That's you know, there are other people in the team as well, but obviously, you know, she is a very valuable team member, and I've taken the same view as you, actually, Ovidiu, which is I've sort of asked myself a question: what value do I place to myself on Kubuntu as the distribution of choice? And I use it at work, and I use it at home, and I have it on my laptop, and I use it for all of these things with all the tools that come with it. So from that point of view, I didn't have any trouble in taking out a small, and it is only a small amount, a small contribution, because what we want here is we've got a big community. There are 5,000 members of the Kubuntu community on Google+. 5,000. If we could just get 1/10, so 2,000 of them people to donate $1 a month, the goal would be there. We'd have done it, and we would have secured that development time that we're getting from Scarlett. So if you can, go and visit patreon.com and look up Scarlett Clark, and see what you can afford to help her with support. All right. Next up then. Now also the community. We've got an echo here. Give me a second.
You're echoing again?
No, it's probably echoing from Aaron. He's probably got his Windows machine on.
I just got a notification from Hangout, and it says Kubuntu Podcast muted Kubuntu Podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't quite know how. Well, because Aaron's joined this Kubuntu podcast as well. But yeah, so I've muted your mic there, Aaron, because I'm getting a lot of feedback coming back there. So one of the other things that's we talked about this in the previous show about testing, about installing, about trying out the Kubuntu distribution, and Marco Perillo said this came to us through the core team meeting that we had earlier. Marco said to put a shout out for testers, because obviously we're about to embark on the release for Xenial 1604 in April. So we've now got the alpha and beta images available for that. And what we want people to do is to try out Kubuntu. Download it, test it, install it in a virtual machine, install it on your machine, play around with it, and if you find anything wrong with it, or if you find things not working, then get that into the bug reports for us. And if you see some of our previous shows, we cover exactly how to go about doing those bug reports and where to report them. You can get in touch with the development team if you want to find out more about testing, and the developers will help you as well. They'll give you some pointers to get in the right direction and give you some links to go and get the ISOs that you can download. And you can get in touch with them via irc.freenode.net, and you'll find them in the hash Kubuntu-devel channel. And so if you look up for M. Perillo in there, and Marco will help you and point you in the right direction. And as usual, links to that are in the show notes as well. Now, I picked up on a post from you the other day, Ovidiu, as KDE applications breaking across into Windows, and yours and mine's favourite text editor, Kate. Tell us a bit about this story, my man.
So, the Kate guys have been working since before the autumn Kate Develop Sprint that took place last year in Berlin. Since before that, they've been working really hard on getting it to build on Windows and making sure all the dependencies are there. And since then it's been working awesome. But getting it into Windows was pretty difficult, because usually Windows users are used to having an installer and just double-click on that installer and use it and install that program with everything that program needs, so you don't have to install everything else. You just install the click next, finish. You know, the classical Windows behavior.
Yeah.
Next, finish. You don't know what it does. You don't read what it does. You just want to have and open a program. It doesn't matter that it installs 5 different programs besides that one. Who cares about that? Yeah. So the Kate guys decided, okay, if that's how Windows users work, let's help them work like that. So they've made an installer for Kate. It's still in alpha, so this installer hasn't been released yet. But you can next, finish, and you get everything you need. And then you can open Kate. Let me show you. I hope I can.
Awesome. Sorry about the coughing there for a second, just while you get that set up. I couldn't get demoused to the when my bronchitis coughs come, they come out from nowhere with no warning, and so that caught me out. I apologize. Can you present that to share the screen with everyone?
I will. Done. Inception. Okay, so this is the Kate on Windows announcement. It's an announcement for the installer. So
okay.
Kate has been able to run on Windows, but you had to compile it or use the KDE installer, which is I don't know if this version of Kate has been integrated in that installer yet or not. I don't know. So this is the proof, as they say it right here.
Okay.
So, yeah, let me make it bigger.
It looks pretty good already.
Yeah, so this is the alpha installer. You can next, finish, and then you have a snapshot here of how Kate looks on Windows with everything opened. Let me see if I can make this picture bigger. So this is Kate. You can see the title bar. That's Windows, and it has everything open. This is some Kate code, and apparently I have some kind of slideshow here.
Oh yeah, it looks that way.
Okay, so you see here a link where you can get the installer and how you can try it, and also they say that if you want to open multiple instances, if you want to leave here, I'll quote this, and if you happen to want to have only one Kate window for all the documents that you open, you might want to install dbus. This is the installer that I have tested with. So dbus is an inter-process management program, so that different applications can communicate to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, right now, from what I understand, I haven't tested this on Windows because I don't really use Windows.
Quite right.
what this says is that if each file you open, it might open in a different. It will open in a different Kate instance because Kate can't talk to Kate to know that there's an instance already running and open it in the same one. So it needs dbus for that.
Okay.
Probably you can open it if you have a file open and click on open and then you open a second file. But if you double click on a new file, it will open a new Kate instance. I suspect this. I cannot be sure for this. Aaron, maybe you want to give a go and try this while we go on. Aaron?
The Kate installer?
Yeah, if you want to try it. If you want to also screen share it, I don't know. Are you on Windows right now?
I am.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You Kubuntu traitor.
Oh, wow.
We'll let him off if he's going to do a demo.
Yeah, if he's going to do a Kate on Windows demo. Okay. Show it to us.
Well, you're going to have to do something while I'm doing this.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll let you set that up, and we'll come back to that in a minute or two, and see how it's getting on. All right. Oh dear, I am struggling, guys, with my voice at the moment. I really am. We'll come back to that in a moment, and
Rick, you said
we can
something about Marco Perillo here.
Yes, I did. I did mention that a moment ago. This was about Marco was looking for testers for the new for the upcoming Xenial release.
So, just to clarify for everybody, what we understand by testers are people that come, use our software, and then complain to us.
Yeah, so that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, then that's pretty much what you have to do. Just take it, you try it, and then start complaining. Many people are actually pretty good at that.
Yeah, but yeah, and what all we ask is that you just complain via a set route. That's all. We have a couple of bug tracking routes that you can go to, and we've done a show back in show 7 or 8. If you go and check out our channel or check us out on Google Plus, you'll find that, and we show you through exactly how to go and complain, and you know how to do that, how to set that complaint well, so that we can do something about it and improve it and make it better. So that's really cool.
Apparently, the KD Romanian community is pretty hyped about Kate on Windows.
Okay, so as a well, I guess I suppose it's a first step. If we can get them persuaded that Kate is just an excellent text editor, then maybe we can get them using more KDE tools.
Of course. Once the installer gets released, I'm gonna start pushing that at my workplace and start replacing Notepad++. Compared to Kate, Notepad++ is an infant. That's my opinion. People may disagree. Start the flame war. I don't care. I prefer Kate anytime.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Tons better.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And nobody, no consummate professional in their right mind would be using Windows. That'd be
well. People might still use Windows and they might have some kind of justification for it, but this is not the topic of this show. So forget Windows until Aaron shows it to us.
Well, yeah, well, that's true, but of course, just to say that Jabava says Kate on Windows is a gateway drug to KDE. Ah, yeah, you're right, man.
You want to see the complete install or after I install it?
Well, you can show us the installer. Show us the installer.
Yeah, shows the installer.
Alright, oh geez, I have so many desktops.
Share your screen. Share your screen.
Alright.
Oh god, that Windows is ugly. So Kate is installing.
I have 3 monitors right now. Holy crap.
Well, run Kate.
That was highlighted already, so we'll see what that does.
It opened Kate. Whoa!
Well, that's gonna...
So this is default Kate with basically no options. Yeah, open the GPL. Pretty awesome. Okay. Can
we see
okay.
some options?
Yeah, go to options. Go to options. Plugins. Okay.
Okay, so
click the second last one.
Text filter. Okay, so we've got the plugins.
No. Sorry, I meant terminal, tool view, and tabs. Do you
Terminal
have tabs?
tool view. Okay, so settings and configure Kate, just for the audio listeners.
Tabs are enabled by default, and I see you can't disable them anymore. Okay. Appearance. Go to borders and click on everything. Borders tab. Yeah.
Tick all the boxes.
All of them. All of them. Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, that's really cool. Shows you where. Wow, that's really cool. So this basically takes the whole document and just shows you the window that you're looking at. I've seen that in the Atom editor. Or was it? Oh no, it's not Atom. What's the other one they use?
They were showing it off in Kate in that Academy. I remember that.
Yeah, but that's really cool, showing you where you are overall in the file.
Aaron, let's try the thing that's opening multiple files. What
Sublime.
they talked about.
That's what I was thinking.
File open.
I don't know what.
Go to File Open. And choose a file, text file, a different text file. I don't know.
I don't know if I have any. I guess this.
Jabava corrects me on that and says it's called Minimap, and where I've seen it before is in the Sublime text editor. But perhaps I need to stop using Nano for everything and start using Kate.
I don't really have much.
Okay, that worked. That worked. Awesome. Okay, that worked. So if you open through the Open menu, you can open multiple instances. Okay, can you create on the desktop a new text file? And then open it with Kate. Rich text document. Select all and change the extension to TXT.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how Windows works. If you give it a different extension, it's a different file. It's a different format. When I was in high school, I saw someone told me how you can convert from from some audio format to a different audio format, and they just changed the extension. Converted. Okay, so you see, if you opened it with Kate, it opened a new instance. Try close this instance and drag and drop on the already opened one.
Sure. This?
Yeah, drop it on Kate. So that doesn't work yet, and that's because dbus, I think, because you're missing dbus.
Yeah, but the installer instructions we've got linked in our show notes, and there is also a link there for you to follow through and install the install dbus as well, so you can get that working.
Try one more thing, please. Go to Settings and Configure Kate. Again, Plugins, and are searching for File System View or something like that. I see. No, that plugin is not enabled on Windows yet, apparently. So basically, what that does, it gives you a side tab, just like that one, but you can navigate through the file system using.
It shows tabs here.
Ah, so that's not a plugin anymore. It's integrated into Kate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Interesting.
Well,
show us the Kate version, and I'm done with this.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So we got there we go. Kate
second tab
is 15.08. 15.08. So go check it out, guys. If you're on Windows and you're currently using Notepad++ or some tool or a tool like that for doing your text editing, install Kate, check it out, see what you think about it. And of course, remember that you too, even on Windows, can be a tester for KDE applications. And if you find something not working in it, then you can go and report that to bugs.kde.org.
Move that away! Move that away! Move that away! He opened Notepad++. No.
All right.
Don't take that on this channel.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to have to press us on to move a segue as well. Jabava asks a question here. He says, any plans to implement the wider KDE for Windows, perhaps even as a replacement for the entire shell?
That works in KDE 4, but on 5, there's no as far as I know, there's no progress on that. Progress. There's no progress on that yet.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, but I suspect that that'll be, hopefully with a little bit of luck, that'll be moving forward.
Change, but mostly the focus is make sure all the applications work on Windows and other operating systems. But Plasma itself, I don't know for sure if it can go on Windows, because it's the next version is going to be pretty highly dependent on X and on Wayland.
No, okay.
So I'm not sure if that will work on Windows. We'll have to check with the Plasma developers on that.
Okay. All right. So and of course we've got in the KDE Telegram Cafe, which you can find out about, or we can get to on Telegram Cafe. We've got a bit of a conversation going on now about that replacement, so you can hook in there or jump into IRC if you want to take that a little bit further forward for anybody watching right now. Okay, let's do a segue, guys, and move on to the next section, which is our In Focus section. So what we're going to show you guys out there today is just some configuration tricks and some of the things that you can do with the KDE desktop in Kubuntu, just some of the cool features it's got, then the tweaks that allow you to set it up. Hopefully, Ovidiu has got a virtual machine with KDE in it. With a bit of luck, fingers crossed.
Sorry, guys. I can't. I don't know. It just won't start. Some kernel modules won't configure, and I've tried with it before the show a bit, and I've even tried a bit during the show, but no success yet. I can show my current desktop, but be warned, it's customized, so it won't look as your average KDE desktop.
Okay, maybe our tech genius in the background. So have you got a Kubuntu virtual box running there, Aaron, or can you get one running and help us out with some of this demo stuff as we go?
I have VM installed, but I don't have an image downloaded. But
okay, but has the VM installed and got Kubuntu on it?
No, I have regular Ubuntu installed on there.
Well, don't worry, folks.
We'll do it.
Never mind. We'll do it. We will indeed. Okay, so well, no doubt, I know Aaron will be getting his crafty fingers onto the machine already, and he'll be pulling something out of the bag. But in the meantime, we'll go with what Ovidiu's got on his desktop. So I've got a list of things here for you to go through and show us, Ovidiu. And the first one actually comes. Let me
start the screen sharing.
Yes, please. Okay. And whilst you get that screen share up and running, I'll try to narrate a bit for those people listening on the audio podcast, because, of course, we've got Andreas Del Sarto now, who is doing our audio production post-show. So we've got a KDE desktop up and running here. One of the questions that was asked on the Kubuntu community on Google Plus was, how can we go about adding and removing panels and changing the size of the icons and the location of the panels on the desktop, Ovidiu?
Okay, so as an introduction, you should see my desktop right now.
I do. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Clive just asked to see my desktop, so this is my desktop, my empty desktop, which I use on this laptop. So what I have here, I have two panels, one on the left and one on the top. The one on the left has the kickoff, which is configured like this, because for me it's faster to access everything that I need. And my favorites here.
So the kickoff basically is the menu.
Opened Contact. I think I just opened Contact. I didn't want to do that. Oh my.
So the kickoff menu is like the Windows Start function, and it's a little K in a cog, and that gives you menu access to all of
I
all
opened
of the
calendar sheets by mistake. Okay, next I have the taskbar here, which I'm using the alternative. You can, if you click on alternative, You can choose the version you want, and I'm using the icons only task manager. I prefer this one because it's smaller and I can fit more programs in here. As usually when I'm developing, I have at least 10 or 20 windows of different programs open in there. When I'm testing or developing or whatever. Lower, I have the virtual desktops, and as you can see, I have quite a few of those.
Okay, so virtual desktops. Now these are we should
It's like having multiple screens, and you have some things on each screen, but they're all actually virtual. And I have a key combination shortcut that I can use to switch, as you can see.
Yes, okay, yes. So there's basically a nice little switcher in the center of the screen that comes up with that key combo that shortcut you've set there that allows you to just switch up. And is it because obviously your panel is on the left-hand side, so your virtual desktops are in a vertical stack. So that switcher is just moving up and down the stack.
Yes, but it's also configured. I've set it on purpose so that it's just vertical. But initially I've had two or three or more columns, and I use that combination. So I use Control Alt and then the arrow keys to move around in the virtual desktops. Okay. And if I have multiple columns, I can move left, right, up, down in any direction. But I found it best for this laptop to be just vertical.
All right. Cool.
Next, lower, I have the KDE Activities button, which shows me all the activities I have. One is stopped right now, and two of them are open right now. This is KDE Development, but it's KDE and Kubuntu, so they're mixed up in there.
I'm going to come back to activities. We'll dig into them a little bit more a little bit earlier.
Let's come back daily to activity.
Let's come back to sizing the icons then in these panels and moving these panels around on the desktop.
On the lowest part of the panel, we have this burger menu, which you have on any panel. You will have it in the far right or the far down edge. Just click on that burger menu, and this will open. Sorry for the non-Romanian speakers. My Kubuntu is in Romanian.
Yeah, okay.
There. So this one says Screen Edge. The top button says Screen Edge, and the bottom button says Width. So if I grab the screen edge, I can move that panel on any edge. See, I just moved it on the bottom.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
If I click on the height, as you can see, when I hover over the height button, the cursor changes into a cursor that resizes
arrow, sizing, size arrow.
And if I click and drag, look what happens.
Ah, there you go. This is exactly what was asked the other day. And of course, because the KDE desktop is scalable vectors, then the bigger you make the panel, the bigger the icons become relative. So, so as you stretch that up, then all your icons and your panel becomes bigger. And as you squeeze it down, it all becomes smaller. That makes sizing the whole thing all relative and very responsive. So it's that's so easy to do, but it's not obvious that that's where it would be to get to it in that burger menu. I can understand why the tab was asking.
You have a few other options that I'm going to show you on the top panel. So on the top panel, I have the system tray that shows me some system applications or like Telegram, K-Alarm, and other stuff. Network, updates manager, temperature, system load, CPU, memory, swap, time, calendar, and all that.
Okay.
And the lock button, so I can quickly lock my desktop if I want to leave. And so what I want to show you is the following. Here, as you can see, it says a separating panel. So this separator button, or a spacer, I think it's the English term for this, just adds an empty widget that arranges everything in your panel. So I want all of these to be arranged to the right, so I added the spacer on the left side. So because by default they will all go to the left. Next, you have the add controls or add widgets. This will open a widget menu, but I'm going to get to that in a moment. More configurations. Here you have the following. Align the panel left, center, right. So this one I want it to the right, but you can go to center and then use these arrows, and look, you can resize the panel.
Ah, so now the panel is shrunk on either side. So now it's kind of like sitting as like a long oblong rectangle in the middle of the screen with space on either side.
Yeah. You have two sets of arrows on each side, as in the maximum and the minimum width the panel can get.
Ah, okay.
So that's why you have two sets of arrows.
Ah, okay. So yeah. So those people that go in the audio feed, you'll see that when you open that up, there are these two panels, and they basically set that for you. Now, whilst you're looking at that, actually, I think it might be relevant to ask this now. Jabava in KDE Cafe asks, can you show us how to set up a Mac-like application launcher? Mac, as in Apple Macintosh, an Apple Macintosh-like application launcher.
Right.
That deck, what you call it? Sure. If I understood his request right. So I right-click, and you choose the Add panel, and I go for Empty panel.
Okay.
Add it to the right, but I'm going to move this to the bottom. More configurations, center. Always visible, because I don't want to go... you can choose auto hide and all that. I don't want to maximize. I will shrink this panel to a certain width.
Okay.
Make the height bigger. There, you see the panel. I have the panel on the bottom side. Can you see the panel, or is my...
I can, yes. So we've got a nice kind of fairly fat panel now that's
Let me change the
gaps
wallpaper.
on either end.
Uh,
Oh, that wallpaper is so sexy, man.
Let me find something lighter.
That's the default. That's the KDE, the Kubuntu, the Plasma 5.5.
There, a picture with my dog.
Hey!
So you can see the panel kind of better right now.
Yes.
So
Okay.
add widgets, and here you'll see all the widgets that you have. Here I want to add the icon only. So I just search for icon only, task manager, and I drag it in here. And let go.
Okay.
Done. It's in there. So all the applications I have right now, or any application, right click and then use, sorry for the thumbnail. Let me go this, don't show thumbnails. So right click on any application and keep a launcher when not running. And then that application is stuck there. This is pretty similar to what the Mac has.
Yes.
If you want this to be transparent, then you would have to change the theme. You would go to System Settings, go to Desktop Behavior. No, sorry. Desktop Theme.
Look and feel. That's right.
Look and feel, and here you would go to probably Air. Hope this won't break anything. No, it just makes them white. This is not transparent. I don't have a transparent theme installed, but I can just go to get new themes, get them by ranking, and there was one Glassified. I think this one is good. I'll just install a new theme. Done.
So this is so
Glassified and apply.
Straight from the configuration, there's a button that says Install New Themes. Click on the Install New Themes. It'll give you a selection with some preview thumbnails. Install the ones you want. Click on Apply, and now we've got a transparent launcher on the desktop. That's such a great example of just how amazingly configurable Kubuntu is.
I notice only one problem in this one, the clock widget. If you look, for example, I switch back to Breeze. You see the date is next to the clock. But if I switch to Glassified, it doesn't have support for that. So it squeezes it under.
Well. Hey, listen. The information's there. What's a little tweak amongst friends? Considering that took like seconds to achieve. I think it shows you just how amazingly configurable.
If you have it in your native language or the language you're most comfortable in, just read this, and it will be pretty clear.
Pretty clear what to do.
What to do and where to click. If it's not, you have a search box up here. Just type in what you need. If that still doesn't bring in the results you want, we have IRC, we have Telegram, we have many different social media. We have many different ways of you getting in touch with us.
Yeah, absolutely, that's right. All right, okay, so now we're getting really tight for time. I'm going to switch back to
stop
Aaron
the screen sharing
in a second and see how he's getting on with his stuff. So let's jump back to him quickly and see how he's getting on there, whether he's got anything rigged up. Hey, here we go. All right, so we've just got the install going through at the moment, so that's going to take a little while longer, I think, Aaron, before that actually gets done. And I suspect we're going to, once again, we're just going to run out of show time. We're never going to get all of this stuff covered.
What else do we have?
Okay, so
move panels, switching kicker menu.
Switching the kicker menu, that would be really quite cool, because I'd really like. I think we should show people, especially those watching the video, the big screen kicker menu, the application menu selector. You know, the one that's the full screen kicker. Can you show that?
Sure. More Inception.
Copy.
Okay, so this is the kicker or start button. So this is how I prefer it, but if you don't like it, right click and you have alternatives. Confirmation, you see what I'm showing you right now, right?
I do, yes. Alternative, okay. Correct.
So it's the yellow star. Click on alternatives and you get all the alternatives for this. So currently there are three: application menu, application launcher, and application dashboard. So the application launcher is the classical KDE that most people know. Well, since it's on the side, the menu is twisted, and also the theme. This might look familiar to most people.
Remember, to get to the alternatives menu, the panels have to be unlocked, though, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not. So there's this option.
So that's the standard kind of
block widgets or lock widgets. If it's locked, you cannot switch the alternatives. So you have to unlock.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. Thank you, Aaron. So the other one is the dashboard. Change. Now if I click on that, bam bam.
Bam bam. That's that. It reminds me a little bit of Unity, the kind of like the way Ubuntu Unity works a little bit, or perhaps GNOME 3 if people have used that as well. GNOME Shell. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. GNOME Shell.
GNOME Shell's dash is very similar.
It's more like GNOME Shell. So you just open this and you type something in. I hate it when people translate the name of the applications. Sorry, guys, but the application is K-Patience or something like that, and it's translated in Romanian. So
yeah, it's K-Patient. Patience.
Yeah, or something like. So the idea is you open this and you can just type directly in what you want. Play on Linux or whatever you want to open. What else?
The hell?
Develop. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of notifications because people like to talk. You also have the categories here on the side. You can just hover over and you can see all the applications that are installed and just choose directly the application you want to use. You have the favorites on the left and the logout, reboot, and shutdown buttons. And with the ESC key, you can just get out.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. That's really, really cool. That's a really cool launcher. So we're do you know, we're not going to get through all of the stuff. We're tight on time. We're not going to get through all of the stuff here. So maybe we revisit this again at some point. But that was just a quick a look at at how you can configure the desktop. Of course, we didn't even get started on plasmoids, which are all the widgets and little feature functions that you can add to your desktop to make it do new things. And once again, we missed activities, and a couple of people asked us to do. In fact, Clive Joe said do a tutorial on activities. We'll revisit activities and do it in more detail. But we're going to have to drop out of this section now and move on, because otherwise we won't stay on time. So now I've got some feedback from the community as well, which is always great. It's really good to hear people's comments, and we'll tell you about how you can do that in a little while. But this one was posted to us via YouTube. It comes from Kupo in your window. Kupo in your window, and he says, I recently switched to Linux on my MacBook, first of all to Ubuntu. I really enjoyed it, but I had a few irritations with it too. Then a few days ago I switched to Kubuntu, and I love it. It's literally the distro for me, and I hope its future is solid. Wow, that's awesome feedback, Kupo on your window. Kupo in your window. Thanks very much, really appreciate that. So do get in touch with us.
We also have some feedback from someone on email.
Yes, please go ahead.
I've added it to the show notes, but apparently someone was busy and removed it.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me find it in one moment. Yeah. Message comes from M. Vershoff. Sorry if I can't pronounce the name correctly.
Okay.
So he sent us an email, and it reads like this: Dear Kubuntu developers, in my own 35 years of ICT career, and as long time Linux/GNOME user, Kubuntu 15.10 is the most professional, intelligent, and beautiful desktop I have ever seen. It transcends any other desktop environment. It is the perfect example of people that show that they love and know their profession. Thank you very much for this beauty. What more can I say except that I hope Kubuntu also to be fully fledged available on most tablets and smartphones soon.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. So, well, of course, we've already done some shows on that, and of course, Plasma Mobile, which we saw last year. Some proofs of concept. I think Sebastian Kugler was demoing that academy, wasn't he? Ovidiu?
Yeah, they presented at Academy Plasma Mobile, and there have been a lot of videos and updates of it on the internet. So if you search for Plasma Mobile and also go to the website, you will see more information about it. But
yeah.
Still, what I replied to this person and what I reply to everybody. Thank you very much for the feedback, and feedback like this, no, I'm paraphrasing, feedback like this always motivates our developers, and it helps them to keep working on it. So good feedback is always welcome and always constructing and motivating to work.
Yes, I agree, and and it's very often that's undervalued as well. Is that just having a voice in the community, even if it's just mentioning something on the mailing list or in the community IRC channels, getting involved, speaking up, saying, even if it's a complaint or even if it's a compliment, it doesn't matter. Just engaging with the people that are out there, it validates what they're doing. It says, hey, there are users out there, there are people that are using the work that I'm creating, and and that adds value. So yeah, that's such a good point, Ovidiu, and I can't really stress that enough to the audience out there. It's so valuable getting in touch, and of course you can do that through the vehicle of the Kubuntu podcast as well now. So if you feedback to us via our YouTube channel, via Google+, and I'm going to go through those in a moment and tell you how you can get in touch with us, then then we'll mention it, and we'll speak about it in the community here as well. All right, so well, I guess before we say our goodbyes, I better just take everybody through the contact details. So go and visit the website. Check us out at kubuntu.org. You'll find all the information, documentation that you need there, and all of the other links that you need there to find out more about how you can find out more about Kubuntu and get involved. Come and chat with us. There are loads of people on IRC in the various channels, and the links are in the show notes, but you'll find us in the #Kubuntu channel. That's the main user base, and #Kubuntu-devel. You can get hold of the developers there. If you want to speak directly with me or Aaron or Ovidiu, then check us out in #Kubuntu-podcast. You'll find us there. Make sure you prefix your comment with our name to grab our attention. You can also find out about the Telegram feed, so how you can get involved and connect with us from your mobile devices, and that's at telegram.me/Kubuntu, and the links to that in the show notes. Of course, check us out on social media. You can find us Kubuntu on Google+, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, and on LinkedIn, and there are links to all of those as well. And if you want to get in touch with the podcast team, then you can get in touch with Kubuntu Podcast team via Google+ and on YouTube. And of course, we'll have the show notes for you just shortly. Guys, we're out of time again. We've overrun again by 5 or 6 minutes. So I guess we'll have to hand it round for the various outros to say cheerio. I'm just looking here to see how I can unmute Aaron so he can say something. You've been so quiet this evening, Aaron. We need to rev you up a bit, mate. Rev you up.
He's using Windows. That's the problem.
More. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, intermittent microphone. All right, listen, everybody. I've talked enough for one evening. Great to see you. Love doing this show. Great to be talking to all you guys out there. Rick Timmis, I'll see you soon.
Ovidiu-Florin, happy to see you. Happy to have you watching our show and asking questions. Keep them coming.
Aaron, see you guys in the next one.